Alright. Once more. So this is a game called Infinite Pizza. Currently I'm playing this game because I'm trying to test some audio settings, making sure that my voice is able to be heard over the lovely sounds of pizza. I think it's working. I think 75% boost is probably a decent enough number. But, I mean, that aside, hey. You ever played Infinite Pizza? you ever played Infinite Pizza? I'm not sure this is a game that I would recommend to anybody. I've never met another human being who has ever seen this game and reacted to it positively. I don't know anyone who enjoys this game or gets any kind of satisfaction out of seeing it played. In fact, usually it's the opposite, but that's okay. It served its purpose. Honestly, kind of like the game. Not the worst thing I've ever played. Kind of fun to play while listening to podcasts, even. The only problem is that while playing this game, if I had to come up with any kind of commentary in order to, amuse anybody who happened to be watching me play this game, it's not exactly the easiest thing to do. If I was to, carry a conversation while playing this game, that's one thing. It doesn't even matter how many times I die at that point. But to just talk to myself while playing this game? Oh, God. Now, see, one might say, just zoning in on this Infinite Pizza for hours on end, saying nothing in a dark room, might be a little worrying. I could understand why people would say that. However, spending hours on end playing this game in a dark room while talking to yourself, you know what? That's the cherry on top of the pizza right there for worrying behavior, at least in my opinion. But that's okay. I'll just not worry about it, because I'm alone. Who else would be here to judge me? Am I right, or am I right? Hey gamers, you ever played a game called Infinite Pizza? Well, you don't have to, because now I'm playing it for you. And honestly, why would you want to play this game? You can see it. But I couldn't see the tomato sauce. That's okay. One more time. I'm sure the audio settings are good enough at this point. Probably. When I was younger, I had certain ideas. I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll play some games. Maybe I'll make some commentary. Maybe it'll be witty. Maybe I'll post them on YouTube. I did that once. Played a game called Sim Girls. I got a little bit too into that, the whole project, the whole idea, the man behind the Sim Girl facade, Sim Man as he was called, he had another more ambitious project where he wanted to create a more, involved game, one with deeper lore, better mechanics, things like that. I think I paid him maybe $10 back in the day to get a copy of this game when it released. Never released. Never heard of it again. Doesn't really matter. It was $10. I was a child. I've spent $10 on worse things. And Infinite Pizza was free, by the way, in case you were wondering. So if you wanted to play it, you can grab it. I think for free. I think it's on itch. It's a decent play, as long as you can get past the Infinite Pizza part of the gameplay. But I mean, hey. Who wouldn't want to look at this for an extended period of time, right? Riveting stuff. Anyway. After creating a few pieces of content for the Sim Girls franchise that inevitably disappeared into the ether and was never heard of again, I decided that my career on YouTube, if I ever had one, which I didn't, was probably dead in the water. I didn't really like the content that I produced. I didn't really like how I'd handled it. looking back, I never deleted the videos off of YouTube. I don't know which channel this is going on to, so haha, maybe it's linked right next to these. I'm not linking them. I'm not gonna do that. Anyway. I never deleted them off of YouTube because I personally am of the opinion that things should... I want to keep things as they are, you know? I don't want to, like, hide anything or remove things or be ashamed of things. I feel like if I just keep it out there, somebody can at least call me out on it and be like, hey, you made this weird cringy video about sim girls when you were, like, in high school. And I was like, yeah. Yeah, it's right here. I got the link. It's on YouTube. Check it out. You want to watch the whole playthrough? It's like 4 episodes. They're all bad. Versus somebody discovers that I did this, but I like took the videos down. Like it's like a dark passage of my past that I'm trying to keep under wraps, and like, oh, I have this blackmail now that you did Sim Girls. And I go, no, not my Sim Girls arc, and like then it's a whole thing, right? I'm of the opinion that once things are put into the public, they should, unless they are like directly harmful, or, you know, I mean, there's another debate there, but as long as what I personally put out there, I'd rather it stay out there. I'd rather not remove things or obfuscate things or try to change the narrative or whatever. I don't care. At this, I mean, that's not necessarily true. I did at one point make on a webcomic platform called Tapaz. It was called other things. Probably not pronouncing it right. Tapas? Don't know. Don't really care. I use it frequently as a user, but I also created some content there, like a few comics. But the content in the comics that I created, even though it wasn't very substantial, still somehow held some views that I didn't particularly agree with it. Oh shit. It's not like it was anything super controversial. I mean, like, I was younger, I've done and said some things that obviously I don't agree with anymore because I have gotten older and learned things. Wouldn't you believe it? One of the things in particular that I created was like a little 4-panel comic. Like I made it in MS Paint. This one dude, he wears a green shirt, I think. He just kind of talks. He's like he's supposed to be an artist, right? Or he's a quote-unquote artist. And what he says is, all you need these days to make good art is hard edges and thick lines. That's all you need. Makes good art, just hard edges, thick lines. And then this red dude, you know, like he's a dude in a red shirt. Next to him, like holds up a sign or something that says like something along the lines of, I don't have it with me, like a good style or a specific style or a cartoony style, like a popular style won't save bad art is essentially what I wrote. And I've drawn more in the past. I have the ability to be artistically competent. I like how I started this not being able to like talk to myself, and now I'm like having a full-on therapy session with myself. Side note. I used to be able to draw a little bit better, especially when I was in school and stuff. When I was trying to do anything else but school, it was a lot easier to pay attention on doing art. Nowadays, it's really hard to motivate myself to even pick up a pencil and, like, draw. Because it's just... I don't have the patience to teach myself. I just want to be good. I just want to make good art and then have it not take a long time to make the art in the first place. I'm not about to actually learn shit. Who do you think I am? I'm playing Infinite Pizza. I'm not even in college anymore. Fuck. But as somebody who doesn't necessarily create good art or doesn't really have any kind of authority to determine what good art is, I mean, obviously I understand what makes a piece, like, good or great. I can judge quality, but, like, I'm not about to go out there and tell people that they're making bad art. I would rather offer, like, suggestions or be any kind of constructive than just say, hey, using just like a goofy style or a popular style isn't going to save you if you're making bad art. That's not going to help anybody. That's just passive aggressive. It's petty. It was probably made with pettiness and spitefulness in mind. Like, it's not... I figured it was better off left unsaid. Now, if somebody asks me about it, obviously, they'll be like, oh yeah, sure, I made this. I would never... I would hope that in the future, I would never try to hide that or deny that I did something that I did. Because at least me here and now feels as that's fairly dishonest, and I have no reason to be that kind of person, but I feel like it's better off not being said to people actively, you know? If some person somehow finds my shitty comic that I posted on a webtoon, that's not webtoon, a webcomic platform, and then they decide to not make art because of me, then that's, I made the world a worse place. Not by much, but still. I didn't want to do that. So I deleted that whole account. I deleted my Twitter a few times too, not that I ever posted anything. These days I just use it for Animal Crossing, just screenshots, because that was the only way I could get them off of my Switch. But I think I deleted my Instagram as well, because it was from the days when I had like an official waifu, and I didn't really feel it was necessary to keep it up. It wasn't useful content. Like, the Sim Girls content is one thing. Like, that's like actual, like, 20-minute videos of me talking and, like, doing shit. That's like documented, like, parts of my life that if I deleted them, I wouldn't get them back. But, like, my posts about liking Persona 4 in high school, I don't need those. If anybody tries to, like, bring up screenshots, like, I guess I'll have to own up to them, but I don't need them just floating out there. I don't want people to reach out to me on social media either, is the thing. I don't want to talk to people, usually. Especially on social media. Maybe in person, I'd talk to you. Wouldn't really bother me much, but, like, I don't need Instagram. Never made a Facebook, thank God. I'll keep my Twitter around just because it's got my Animal Crossing pictures on it. That's nice. Wholesome. But, oh, I like how I said earlier, oh, I don't delete things because I feel like if I put something out there, it should stay out there. I'm like, oh, but then I deleted my other shit. Yeah, let me just be a real big hypocrite here for a second. I don't know. While I did put effort and shit into the work I did on the webcomic platform, I feel like it's less valuable in the sense that it was explicitly things that I had created by hand, things that I had drawn. I still have those images, and the images are much easier to keep around than whole videos. It's much easier for me to just leave the videos in the YouTube cloud and just let them sit there for, I don't know, however many years until it stops existing, I guess. I don't know. And for me to just keep them on like a hard drive for some reason. Plus, it's funny that I have like, oh, if I ever do become like an important person or like a notable person, they could like find this on the internet and like connect it to me and be like, oh wow, you made this thing, isn't that cringy? And he'd be like, oh yeah, where did you find that? I don't know. A little bit of lore or something. It's my own it's my own personal blackmail that I planted in the public to be my downfall later in life. I don't know. I feel like at the very least, even the things that I have removed from the public internet, if they ever do resurface somehow, which I imagine they won't since I wasn't a very important or influential person at the time, I don't think I would have anybody who is out there trying to blackmail me, or who would hold on to something like that for years. If they somehow did resurface, I would just have to own up to it, obviously. But I don't know. I want to keep the narrative that I wouldn't like try to lie or hide things no matter what. while also somehow justifying the fact that I deleted things that I didn't see as fitting my image anymore. It's impossible. I'm just gonna have to settle for the fact that I'm a hypocrite, and if somebody calls me out, I'm gonna be like, oh, yep, that's me. I'm a hypocrite, and I also did that. So, I started this because I was doing my best to get my audio at least decipherable while playing this game, which is admittedly very loud, a little noisy. And then it turned into just me talking to myself, I guess, about stuff that I don't talk about ever. Maybe I should do this more often. Play Infinite Pizza, have a diary session. Maybe that is a good idea. I'll try that. I'll let this run go until I die, and that'll be the end of it, I think. I don't know how long I've been doing this. It's probably been like maybe 10 minutes, maybe 7, maybe 12. Then I'll like link my Patreon and be like, oh, well, you can give me money if you want to see me never do shit again. Haha. I don't have a Patreon. Link my PayPal. Go ultra shill. I wonder if I can post this on YouTube. I wonder if it's already on YouTube and you're watching this right now, you person, theoretical person. But you're real if somebody is listening to this. Alright. Well, as much fun as that was, I'm gonna have to let it end, I guess. Don't have an existential crisis, dude. That's not the time. Oh, anyway, I was gonna play a different game, so I'll just do that. It's been fun. If you like the content I make, just know that I never make content, and you'll never hear from me again. So bye forever, and I don't have a funny anecdote. I don't have a funny anecdote. Oh well.